It is midnight in the virtual world, and you find yourself back on TikTok's infinite stream of videos. One short dance clip vanishes, another loops without pause. Yet despite the randomness on screen, there is a hidden hand guiding what you see next. TikTok's For You page is no accident of fate or friendship. As many researchers have warned, it is almost entirely dictated by its algorithm. In other words, an opaque machine is quietly watching everything you do, what you swipe past, what you watch to the end, what you like, share, or comment on, and using those clues to feed you more of the same. The result feels like telepathy. The app seems to know you better than you know yourself, dropping exactly the videos you never knew you wanted. But this isn't magic. It's a carefully calibrated system of data pipelines and feedback loops that has been honed to maximize time spent. In fact, leaked TikTok documents bluntly state that the whole recommendation engine is engineered not around which creators you follow, but what kinds of content make you stay glued to your screen. Picture it. The moment you upload a new clip, maybe it's you lip-syncing on your bed, the algorithm doesn't just put it on the For You page of your 10,000 followers. Instead, it quietly submits your video to a small, secret test audience of strangers. These users are chosen because their past behavior suggests they might enjoy your content. If even a handful of that tiny group watches your video to the end, taps the share button, or follows you immediately afterward, the algorithm interprets it as a good sign. It will then grant your video a slightly larger audience, gradually expanding the circle of viewers who get to see your clip. In other words, TikTok is running an endless ripple effect experiment. Each positive response, a finish, a heart, a repost, causes the waters to swell outward, exposing the video to new pockets of users thought to have similar tastes. This is the feedback loop. If enough of these mini reviews go well, your video goes viral. But if those first viewers aren't hooked, if they swipe away or scroll past without a second glance, the algorithm sidelines your video quickly, letting it sink into obscurity by showing it to fewer and fewer people. This is how TikTok can make or break a future influencer almost overnight. In fact, the company openly acknowledges that anyone's clip can blow up, because neither follower count nor past popularity are direct factors in the recommendation system. You might have 0 followers and still shoot into the limelight if the content itself charms the right observers. Wired magazine summarizes it best. A new user with few followers can still make it to the For You page, in theory, since TikTok treats every upload like a fresh audition. It's why a random teenager's dance in Omaha can rack up millions of views, even as a movie star's home video syncs in the feed. The algorithm has no loyalty but to engagement. So what exactly triggers this engagement engine? TikTok itself laid out the basic recipe. Videos win promotion by racking up strong signals. Chief among these is whether viewers watch to the very end. If your video holds someone's attention through its entire loop, the algorithm takes note and rewards it. Another powerful signal is a share. When a viewer presses the share button, it screams interest to the machine. Lastly, even a simple follow of the creator is a big green flag. These strong signals make TikTok give the video more eyeballs. In contrast, so-called weak signals, things like what country the user is in or what kind of phone they're using, barely move the needle. The app even listens for silent rejections. If a viewer presses not interested or hides all videos by a certain creator or with a certain sound, that negative feedback quietly downgrades similar content in that person's feed. Every tap and swipe is a tiny vote in the algorithm's court. Vivid research audits of TikTok confirm these mechanics. For instance, a detailed study by computer scientists using automated sock puppet accounts found that once a user shows interest in a topic, say gaming or cooking, the algorithm rapidly amplifies that content. In other words, the feed becomes filled with that subject within just a couple hundred swipes. The researchers noted that as soon as the bot account rewatched, liked, or followed the creators of certain videos, TikTok's engine flooded its For You page with more of the same kind of videos. Even more telling, they observed that this intense focus happens very quickly. Strong amplification, with rapid reinforcement typically occurring within the first 200 videos watched. In practical terms, it means that if you tap like on a particular dance trend or cooking hack, dozens more will start appearing almost instantly, as if the app has locked onto your taste and decided, we'll keep giving them this now. This relentless honing of your interests creates a feedback spiral. The study revealed distinct phases in the recommendation curve. Initially, there is variety, but very soon the green light for interest-aligned videos spikes. Over time, as you keep engaging, diversity declines. You're essentially in an echo chamber of your own making. The researchers modeled it and found that as the algorithm intensifies what you like, it shrinks what you haven't seen yet. They found a strong negative correlation between amplification and exploration. The more your For You page homed in on that preferred content, the less it brings in truly new content or fresh hashtags. Put simply, you click on cat videos, TikTok gives you 50 more cat videos, and suddenly you're no longer seeing anything else in your feed. The page has become you, through and through. Under the hood, TikTok describes these mechanisms in corporate speech. A leaked engineering document, reported by Wired, noted that the platform measures short-term user value. Will you like this video immediately? Long-term user value. Will you keep coming back? Creator value. Does this help the creator succeed? And platform value. How much time does it generate overall? As success metrics for each recommendation. All of these translate to engagement. If people keep watching and interacting, TikTok's data pipelines learn to chase that. A user's profile is constantly updated by a reinforcement learning model. Every like, follow, or completed view is like depositing coins in certain interest buckets, telling the model which topics to feed. The student research above even explains that TikTok's system can be thought of as a huge matrix of latent factors. Videos and users are both mapped onto multi-dimensional traits, and the dots of interest are multiplied together to predict engagement scores. But this is all math. To a user, it feels instant and intuitive. Every viewer's For You page is hence a very personal experiment in content psychology. If you swipe away from a video almost immediately, TikTok treats that as a sign that we got it wrong, and that kind of content is deprioritized for you. If you watch it to the end or watch it twice, it holds meaning to the algorithm. It writes a note in your user profile. People who like X content. When you tap the heart or comment, that's even louder. It says you loved that video and want more. Indeed, one industry review succinctly put it, the algorithm considers various factors, including user interactions, likes, shares, comments, content characteristics, hashtags, captions, and device and account settings to shape the feed. In short, it is assembling a digital portrait of you based on how you touch the screen. This is why TikTok videos built around trending hashtags and sounds often explode. The algorithm categorizes the content using the audio track or hashtags, just like labels. When a song catches on, for instance, the system identifies that audio snippet as a hot signal. It then makes the For You page show more videos with that same sound, reinforcing the meme. Wired describes how the algorithm looks at song clips, hashtags, and captions to categorize them and then recommend more videos like them. So when that catchy hook goes viral, TikTok instinctively serves it up to millions and even makes it stick in your brain. Even the For You tag is addressed. TikTok says simply adding "I'll For You" doesn't have a magic power. It's only because millions of users engage with our For You content that the system may think, the user probably likes our For You style videos, not because the tag itself is special. All of this happens at an astonishing speed. Notice how TikTok often pulls old content into circulation, or how the memes you see might have been posted months ago. The company admitted that the algorithm can recommend videos up to roughly 3 months old, long after their posting date. In practice, this means that the viral peak of a video almost always happens soon after it's posted, during the initial testing loop. Once the momentum fizzles or the algorithm stops pushing, its life on For You is largely over. But while it lasts, it can feel overwhelming. Infinite scroll ensures you keep swimming in one viral wave after another. Critics have long warned that this design is dangerously captivating. Inside TikTok, engineers even know that their creation can be harmful. Leaked court documents, accidentally unredacted by NPR, revealed TikTok's own research. Children can become addicted after viewing as few as 260 videos in one session. Most TikTok videos last only a few seconds, so their study concluded a child might go from wholesome scrolling to hook in as little as 35 minutes on the app. In that short time, the algorithm is an unceasing piper playing exactly the tunes our brains crave. Child psychologists have remarked that this endless personalization exploits the adolescent brain, and even lawyers suing TikTok say it pumps out content that shows kids not what they want to see, but what they can't look away from. One wonk describes TikTok's algorithm as one of the most dangerous influences on the planet right now for children. Because the platform's goal, as Wired nonchalantly points out, is to maximize screen time above all. Behind the scenes, TikTok's engineers in Beijing and Silicon Valley are continuously refining this digital puppet show. The code that pairs users with videos is a web of millions of lines, originally built for China's Douyin platform and then tweaked for each region. Recently, due to geopolitical pressures, ByteDance has even begun the Herculean task of splitting off a separate US-only recommendation engine. But despite such internal battles, the publicly described mechanism remains the same, a complex set of weighted signals drawn from every corner of your app usage. Even TikTok's own transparency promises admit that the algorithm is not a simple popularity contest. They emphasize it does not deliberately favor any one type of content. It supposedly balances relevance with a dash of randomness, so you don't get trapped entirely in a filter bubble. In practice, however, multiple studies suggest that by design, the algorithm pushes you toward what you already clicked on, prioritizing emotional or highly engaging content, even if it means sacrificing variety. So what shapes a trend, really? The answer is partly found in those signals. When you hop on a dance or a cause or a challenge and start generating engagement, the algorithm magnifies it. That's why protest songs on TikTok have become rallying anthems in minutes. The platform's very structure allows users to co-produce the content's spread by liking, sharing, duetting, and hashtagging, and the algorithm dutifully splashes those cues back out as more exposure. Likewise, businesses and brands know that using hot songs, filters, or hashtags will catch the wave, because TikTok elevates trend-aligned content above the noise. Sound surgery, a 1-second chime, or the latest lip-sync challenge can propel a video because the algorithm inherently clusters content by audio and format. In this way, TikTok doesn't just reflect trends, it amplifies them, even incubates them. A fresh beat or dance step might start in one user's bedroom, but once just 100 people on TikTok show interest, the machine can rapidly turn it into a global craze. All these pieces, the personal data collection, the feedback loops, the viral amplification, take place under an enormous veil. TikTok's recommendation code is famously proprietary. Apart from the occasional corporate blog or leaked legal filing, the inner workings remain hidden. The only way experts can peer inside is by reverse engineering or experiments. One viral example, a tech researcher once decoding TikTok's process concluded that it's basically just fast, clever, event-driven data pipelining and machine learning. No secret magic, just a supercharged recommender system tuned to entertain. In other words, TikTok's algorithm is a well-oiled engine of machine learning models, not a person curating your feed. It uses collaborative filtering but with an edge. Instead of friends, It infers your latent taste from every minute action you take. That said, the system is not flawless. In fact, experts note a kind of Achilles heel. It's obsessed with short-term engagement above all. Videos that get attention, likes, shares, even outrage, are catapulted upward. Content that doesn't evoke that initial reaction is quietly dropped. This means TikTok can sometimes create echo chambers where once you start down a path, related content floods in while anything outside that loop falls away. Academics have observed this as a visibilité bias. TikTok tends to favor certain attractive segments, often young, urban, hyper-engaging content at the expense of others, narrowing the range of ideas and creators a user encounters. The more the app tailors to you, the less it surprises you. For creators, this unpredictability can be maddening. One day a video flies, the next nothing. Some journalists have described the TikTok algorithm as fickle, and creators report burnout trying to keep up with its whims. Meanwhile, tech ethicists warn that the algorithm is not just driving engagement, but shaping the culture itself, promoting the instant and sensational over the slow and subtle. It feeds on emotion and novelty, whether that is kittens, dance-offs, or even political content, because these hold attention. If you remember that Wired reported TikTok AS feed has been faulted for amplifying hateful ideologies and creating echo chambers, you'll see how a mere recommendation engine is now steering real-world narratives. In the end, TikTok's secret sauce is a combination of precision and scale. It is a dark arts loom spinning together the threads of your data, trending sounds, and sheer luck. For anyone who goes viral, it can feel like destiny, but behind the scenes, it's math. As one study summed up, the platform curates each user's content diet primarily based on their explicit and implicit interactions with previously encountered videos. It is personal in a way nothing else has been, tailor-made to your eyes and ears. And that is why even a For You page is never quite yours alone. It is shared with the millions of others whose quick swipes and silent gazes are heard by the same engine. And so the cycle continues. Each time you tap that heart or scroll another video into view, the algorithm learns a little more about you and whispers in its digital language to itself. Show them more like this. That is the drumbeat of TikTok's virality. It is a story of code and psychology, an endless story, told one bite at a time, with billions of chapters being written every day. Like, comment, and share. Also, hit the subscribe button to see more videos like this one.